Welcome everyone to a very educational episode of CBD American Shaman True Story. We are happy to be joined today by Lead Chemist Jade Mitchell. Jade, thank you so much for having us today.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you guys came by to talk about my favorite subject, CBD.
Absolutely, and this lady knows a lot about it, so we got some good stuff coming for you guys. Jade, we've been talking about some of the exciting products by CBD American Shaman. Can you tell us what is the US, how do they currently regulate hemp?
I'm really glad you asked that question. Currently, there's no regulations on hemp, except for the US Farm Bill, where people are allowed to farm it and have it to a certain percentage, THC, of course.
Right.
And but as for manufacturing, there is no regulations, and it's kind of scary. Where like you don't have the USDA coming in, you don't have the FDA coming in to make sure that these companies are doing their diligence and making sure that they're following good manufacturing practices and good documentation practices and training their employees correctly.
Right.
And so we actually have the US Hemp Authority come through here and make sure, and we end up following a set of guidelines that they set out for us, where we're following 21 CFR Part 111, which is the dietary supplement guidelines for the FDA.
Yes.
And we feel like that's where it's kind of moving is dietary supplements, and so we end up having them come in here, and they have a very rigorous audit, and they don't play around when they're in here.
Right.
They're going through all of my paperwork, they're making sure all the employees are trained, they're making sure that the manufacturing facility is clean and safe to make sure that we have products for our consumers that are safe.
Absolutely, that's very important. Thank you for sharing that with us. You mentioned the US Hemp Authority. What exactly, they spend a great deal of time with you guys, right?
They do. It's actually a group of people that are comprised of a bunch of experts in the field and people who actually own businesses and things like that, where they have a panel where they've actually paid people to come in and have professionals come and audit the facility, where I know where Food Comes From was doing it, but I think it's Food Chain ID. If you don't know who Food Chain ID is, they actually do a bunch of audits for food certifications in regards to organic certifications, GMP certifications, and just making sure that your facility is safe. And I think they also do HACCP.
Right. Wow. That's a lot, everyone. Again, see, I told you this one is a wealth of knowledge. Truly, Jade, thank you for sharing that with us. And again, thank you for having us today on another episode of CBD American Shaman True Story.